The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products and education. System Blue.
This year's show is entitled Metamorph. Metamorph was intended to be a way to acknowledge the 60th anniversary of the Blue Devils and the organization, and finding a way that could, through the use of metaphors, whether it be the path of a caterpillar to a butterfly, or the pathway of what was a drum and bell corps into a global brand, and drum corps itself, how it's evolved over time. Finding those metaphors became an important part. It was all about evolution, things that grow, things that change.
Metamorph is a journey from past to future.
Part one of the show is definitely intended to reflect on where drum corps has been in the past, where the Blue Devils have been in the past, and how we've all sort of evolved from there, the old starting line.
You're going to hear a lot of kind of throwbacks musically. Brass-wise, it'll go throughout the season. We'll keep adding on, but you'll hear little glimpses of motifs that we've played in the past.
In general, the part one is more of a mosaic sort of approach, and that's with a lot of questions and answers and individual sections doing their thing.
We wanted to come up with a piece of music that displayed the virtuosic nature of the horn line, the drum line, and the visual package, and Flight of the Bumblebee kind of fit right in there.
So yeah, the reason we're using music from Flight of the Bumblebee is something called the hive metaphor or the beehive metaphor, and we realized that it's analogous or really similar to how the Blue Devils have developed over the years and done shows.
So every bee that's come through that hive over time has had a part in where we are today and where we were in the past.
The ballad portion of the show is really where we are existing in the present, and we are making those changes that hopefully will move us forward.
Within the production, we feature a lot of soloists, brass-wise, and they're going to be up on some of the props, and they're going to be mic'd so that we can utilize the entire drum corps at its full dynamic capacity. And it's going to be a really unique feel, kind of like you're at a big band concert or at a rock concert, where you will hear every single voice the way you're intended to.
Of course, the title of the ballad, Everything Must Change, alludes to that. It's where we are. It's where we are. We are in a time of change, and we want it to be a hopeful change. So part two of the show is where you get a little more reveal of costuming, more color, and the movement starts to loosen and open itself up, similar to how it's done historically.
So the back third of our show is kind of our look at what the future of drum corps might be. Obviously, no one knows.
And so the most we could do is take ideas that we're brewing in our hearts and in our heads and try to formulate those into a production that gave us a glimpse into what possibilities might be coming at us in the future.
Drum corps really is a hybrid of a lot of musical styles. We're not an orchestra, we're not a wind ensemble, we're not a jazz band, we're not a rock band, but it has all those influences in the show, but they have to be recombined into our own statement.
Early on, the diamond became a very important symbol, and not only does it show up through form in the show, but you do hear references to that. I often say to the performers, putting together a program for the Blue Devils, similar to like a diamond though, it starts with a multitude of ideas that throughout the season we focus. And that focus gets sharper and sharper and more crystal-like and clear, so that by the time we're at the end of the season, we're speaking with clarity.
Ladies and gentlemen, the corps on the field, the conquered Blue Devils.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Well, the Blue Devils uniform has always represented extreme power to me and confidence.
I've always been amazed by the look. I've always looked up to it. I've always wondered what it felt like to put it on. They call it a super suit, and that's basically what it is.
Then when you open them and tried them on, you could like start to pick out different pieces from like the years before. Bits and pieces of like 14, 15, 16 in them, some like 12. It's just really cool to see.
The jacket is supposed to represent like 1976 old school Blue Devils. We went with a screened pattern of a tassel on the front along with the silver buttons. Underneath the jacket we have a sequin tank top that goes into a double panel. And what I like about our uniform this year is that it also allows personality to come through more. As we remove our shako, we're able to use facial expressions on the field, and with the tank top we are allowed to do much more body movement. I like that we still have traditional drum corps in it, but we're bringing more of the members' personality as well. If I had to use one word to describe the uniform, I would say complex, because there are so many different parts to it that represent different aspects of the Blue Devils.
The start of the season means many new things for the Blue Devils. A new show, new uniforms, and new members. But beyond that, the 2017 season marks a special year for California Drum Corps. It is the 60th anniversary for the Blue Devils, while their neighbors from across the bay, the Santa Clara Vanguard, celebrate 50 years of excellence. Tonight is the Gala, a highly anticipated celebration where both corps share and respect long histories of success.
We're at the Hyatt Regency here in Santa Clara and celebrating the history of both these drum corps, and not only that, but the anniversaries, 50 years and 60 years.
The seed was started right from the beginning of the dedication to excellence and the strive for perfection, and the dedication to the activity was with the seed that is still growing today was alive right now.
In a little bit, we're going to go put on a performance. The A Corps and the Cadet Corps drum lines are going to put on a quick piece. The horn lines are also going to get together and play.
I think it's going to be really excited that all the people here at the Gala are going to have something to enjoy like that.
How you doing, Santa Clara? From the Blue Devils, on behalf of the entire organization and the entire activity, we want to congratulate you on an incredible half century of excellence. And I think it's impossible to believe that any two drum corps could pull off a night like this, other than the Blue Devils and the Santa Clara Vanguard.
It was a chance for the current members to pay respect to those who paved the way before them, and for the Blue Devil family in its entirety to cherish the memories of generations of corps members.
This was a reminder of the passion that's inside of me that was when I was performing, when I was teaching, the passion I exuded, like that part is still in me. And the part that the Blue Devils played in my forming as a person, like that's still there and it can come out now in a new
way. Every season has its first show, a big day that sets the pace for the journey ahead.
Today's first show, we're at Buchanan High School. and we're premiering our show to the world, and not only the show but the uniforms. I think I have like the pre-performance jitters, but I'm not nervous. I'm pretty excited.
And it is especially meaningful for first-year members as their dreams come true. Their first display as a Blue Devil.
Tonight is special for me because it's my first drum corps show, so I just graduated high school and I get to experience this right off the bat. Let's tear it up. Let's do it.
Well, it's the first lot of the year, man. You know, it's the first time that, for the most part, that people are going to see us, you know. It's important, man. You get to see how the kids react to an audience. You get to see how the crowd reacts to what we're doing. You get to see if the pacing of everything we're doing works, and it's kind of a testament to the rest of the season to see how things are going to go.
First lot of the night. I'm excited, man. So much energy. Should be good. It's palpable. Stay tuned.
Dude, I've been dreaming about this day since I was like 17. So like to put on the uniform and to like be walking with like the tubas in the line, it's like a dream come true. So I've been freaking out inside like this entire time.
I want you to soak this moment in. Because the beginning of the season, the first show, first time in uniform, first time as a drum corps, first time as a 2017 corps. We don't know what the journey is, but we know where we're beginning, and that's tonight.